Hi friends, and welcome to Kay's Essentials. So today, as you know, I'm going to be teaching you how to do a business letter. And I know that sometimes when we have a new job or we got a new task to do in the office and we just have no idea how to do a business letter or a professional letter or a letter of thank you or any type of letter that we're asked to do. So in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to do a basic business letter. It could be from an interview that you had, and it's actually going to be a thank you from an interview letter, but the basic concepts in the letter is still professional and business-like. So you will get the basic concept of writing and typing a professional letter in Word. So why don't we just get right into it. So I'm going to open up Word. I actually already have it open. So if you want to just open up Word, and as you know, we've already picked a new document from this screen right here. Just to go back in case you were unaware that when you do pick a new document and before you pick the blank document, Word offers you a few template options already created for you. And if you want to have a business letter template option, you would just type it in the search bar here, and Word will bring up for you their concepts of the professional business letters that they have. Personally, I really don't like all these colors and everything on there. It's just too confusing to the eye to me, but then it all depends on who you're writing it or sending it to. I would suggest you use just something plain, it's clean, basic, and pretty straightforward. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to use this particular format for you. This letter is not formatted 100% to scale of a professional business letter, but it's still something that you could follow along with, given that you just want the basic concept of doing a professional letter. So why don't we just click create for this one, and Word will automatically open up the document for you and you can view it, and we'll go over it with our own information as we move along. So the basic form of a business letter is, this is the format. If you just go down to the bottom right side of the corner of your screen, you'll see a plus and a minus sign. I'm not sure if my camera window is in the way, but there's a plus and a minus that brings the page in and it zooms in up close. So it minimizes the page for you so you can see a good view of the page, and then it zooms in, and I use the zoom in option once we're ready to proofread the letter. Now, proofreading is the most important part when you're writing any document, but especially a business professional letter. So I'm just going to go back a little bit to 130%. And as you know that we have different tabs along the top here that Word has for you. Home, Insert, Design, Layout. For this particular tutorial, we're only going to be using the main four if we need to, and maybe review when we have to spell check the document. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over it. On a basic business format letter, you're going to have the company name at the top. There will be a few spaces in between here. You'll have the current date with a few more spaces between the current date and your address. This letter has been formatted a bit different, so I'm not quite liking how it's done here. I'm just going to get rid of this format here. Okay, so initially you would make a space here. 2 to 3 spaces is good in between these two portions right here. You'll have today's date, you'll have the recipient's address here, and the recipient's name. Here would be the body of your entire business letter, and then you'll have your sincerely's, and then your name and your contact information at the bottom. So why don't we just go ahead and pick something. Initially, if you're doing this for a company, they would most probably have it on a letterhead format where their logo, company business name will be already in the top footer of the page, but we don't have one right now, so we're just going to do a basic business letter. To get out of this, you would double click somewhere else on the page, and to click up onto the footer, you'll click at the top of the document, and this would be where you would enter in the company logo, but that would be another tutorial. So let's just go in and put our information. So I'm going to put my name here. Let's just say I am Sarah Connor. Remember Sarah Connor from the movie Terminator? Yeah. Anywho, my company name, oh, I don't have one because I'm potentially an applicant, so I'm just going to get rid of that section right there. Pull this up. I'm going to put my address in here. So let's go, let's just make up an address. So 123 Winters Drive. And we'll just add in the city, Toronto, Ontario, M4V to Victor 5. We are going to enter in today's date. And now we're going to move down to our recipient information. So the recipient name, let's just say her name is Jennifer Clark. This is the lady who the lady who interviewed us. She is the HR manager. You want to put her title there. You want to put in the company name. So we're going to put ABC Company and their address. So 5000 Yonge Street. You want to write out the entire word for street, road, drive, court, whatever it is. I wouldn't suggest putting the abbreviations, but you can if you want to. But as a formal business letter, it's good to just type out everything properly in the address. Toronto, Ontario, M1V to Victor 6. I'm just going to put a space here. Okay, so as you can see, Word has already inserted Mrs. Clark's name for us at the Dear Jennifer Clark, and now we're going to go ahead and start the body of our letter. I'm just going to highlight, you're going to click anywhere on the page down here, anywhere on the page, and you're going to drag all the way up to just get rid of these details right here, because we're not going to use their sample. And then we're going to, I'm just going to take away any formatting spaces that they've already put in this document because I don't really like it. In order to do that, you're going to check on this line and paragraph feature right here, and you're just going to go here to remove whatever formats they put for spaces, just to take them out because it's just getting a bit in my way right now. So we will put our own spacing in this particular document. Okay, so Dear Jennifer Clark. Now, we have to remember that when you're writing a business letter, you want especially a thank you letter for an interview. So let's just say you met with Jennifer at ABC Company, and let's just say it's a position for a administrative assistant role. So at first you must acknowledge her. It's just the way it is, guys. You have to acknowledge the person that you met. So you want to thank them for their time. You want to thank them in a way that you're saying, I appreciate your time. And then you want to move down to a very brief, straight to the point section about the company. And then you want to close off the letter by saying, I look forward to hearing from you, etc. Okay? Now for the purpose of time, I have already written one for us. So I'm just going to click over to that document and copy what I've put in this one here. And I'm just going to place it in our new letter so you can just see. So as you can see, just listen to the tone of the how I'm talking to Jennifer. I would like to take this time to thank you for the opportunity to meet last Wednesday. Okay, now this has a grammatical error in it. This is why we have to proofread the letter. ABC, let's keep reading. ABC Company seems to truly present its values and vision clearly, and I look forward to potentially learning from them and being a major part of the team. I thank you again and look forward to hearing from you. Okay, so with this particular letter, there's a few grammatical errors that I have to go over and fix. This is why I like to proofread my work. And once you get used to it, you get more familiar with using Word and writing professionally, you will know by the sound of how the letter sounds in order to send the letter to this person. So what I want to say here is, I would like to take this time to thank you for our meeting last Wednesday. So I'm just going to take this out. Now I'm just going to think of something else to put in there. I would like to take this time to thank you for my interview with you last Wednesday. I would like to take this time to thank you for my interview meeting with you last Wednesday. Let's change it again. I would like to take this time to thank you for meeting with me for the administrative assistant position. I would like to take this time to thank you for meeting with me for the administrative assistant position, or you could put role as well. ABC Company seems to truly present its values and vision clearly, and visions clearly. I'm going to just change the wording here. ABC Company seems to truly present its values and visions clearly, and potentially, because you haven't got the job yet, potentially I look forward to learning new skills and becoming a part of the team. ABC Company seems to truly present its values and vision clearly, and potentially I look forward to learning new skills and becoming a part of the team. I thank you again and look forward to hearing from you. Okay, and this is basic, this is brief, and it's to the point, and she knows that you've taken the time to think about the interview, you've understood what she said about the company, you're thanking her for her time, and you're acknowledging the position, and you've put your call to action for her to get back to you. Whether she does or she doesn't, then it's okay, because we just try again. But this is the basic part here. So now we're going to just put our spaces here. We've got sincerely. You could also put regards as well. I personally like to put regards, Sarah Connor. Okay. Here I'm going to put my contact number. You can put tel. Professional way to write your telephone number is this way right here. Area code 416-555-2121. Okay, and once you print this letter off, you have to put your signature here. Now, when you're formatting this with spaces, it's usually between the last line and the regards line, and then the regards line and the signature line. It's usually 3 to 4 spaces in between. Keep it the same and keep it consistent in all areas. So what did I do here? Okay, I just moved her name down by mistake. So I'm just going to go to the top and press this icon right here, and it undoes everything I just did to put it right back how it was. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is check for spelling. So when you want to check for spelling, you just go to the Review tab, click on ABC, check document. Nothing's to check. Okay, that's great. Now we're going to close this off here. And now we're going to proofread the document to ensure that we have everything in order. So Sarah Connor, 123 Winters Drive, Toronto, Ontario, Import V2V5. Today's date. Jennifer Clark, HR Manager, ABC Company, 5000 Yonge Street, Toronto. Jennifer Clark, I would like to take this time. When you're proofreading the letter, you do not read the letter as though you're reading a letter. You read the letter kind of like a robot. You have to read it word for word. That way you don't miss anything. For example, you don't want to miss an N and an S on the end of the word meetings. You don't want to miss a if, and, but, or to. These little pronouns in English that we need to put in letters, you don't want to miss those out because they're important pronouns to put sentences together. So what I usually do when I proofread a letter, I actually do read it like a robot. I would like to take this time to thank you for meeting with me for the administrative assistant position. ABC company seems to truly present its values and vision clearly, and potentially I look forward to learning new skills and becoming a part of the team. I thank you again and look forward to hearing from you. Regards, Sarah Connor. Okay, so that's great. Now it's time to format the letter. When I mean format it, I'm going to just put it back a few bullets, and I'm going to put the font to Calibri, or a font that is just plain and simple and easy to read. So in order to do that, you're going to click anywhere on the screen at the bottom here and select all of the font here. And then you're going to go to the Home tab, and you're going to click on this area right here where it has all of the font options and styles. You want something that's easy to read and plain and simple. Most companies do use Calibri Light or Arial font. Personally, I like Calibri Light. So I'm going to change it to Calibri Light. We're going to keep it at around size 11 in size. The size always changes the size of the text to see it better. Some people can't see, so you have to make it bigger. But for this particular tutorial, we'll leave it at size 11. Everything should be the same size in the letter. I'm just going to diminish it a little bit so I can see it's all lined up properly to the right. And all the spaces look good. Now this letter is ready to be printed, and once you print the letter, you will be signing it right here, and then you would obviously, you can email it to Mrs. Clark, or you could do it by regular mail to Mrs. Clark, and she would definitely appreciate you taking the time to send this letter, and hopefully she gives you the job. So this is how you write a basic thank you business professional letter from an interview. And on another tutorial, I'll go more in depth into business letter writing with more detail for other reasons and other tasks that may be asked of you, so it wouldn't be a problem. I thank you again for joining me with K's Essentials, and if you have any questions at all with regards to any type of basic letter writing in Word, you can always contact me at ksessentialsforyou@gmail.com, and I will see you next day with our next tutorial. Thank you and take care.